Hi, good afternoon. My name is Linnea Norton. I'm here with Vineyard Professional Services, and today we're going to talk about soil ripping in the vineyard and why it's a crucial part of soil health and vineyard health overall. So every time we drive a tractor, an ATV, or even walk into our vineyards, we're compacting our soils. And soil compaction is nothing more than removing pore space. You're smashing that soil, and now your pores that used to be this big are now very, very small. And so air is no longer circulating around your soil particles, water is no longer infiltrating. And we do this with nothing but good intentions in our farming, but we need to undo our practices a little bit. So we use a soil ripper, and the ripper will run through and break that soil up directly under your tire tracks and create breakage so that air and water can now get through your soil. Many people cultivate their soils. There's a lot of good reasons to run a disc or a chisel or a perfecta into your soil, but really that only affects the top 6 to 8 inches. And we know grapevines have incredible rooting depth, and we want those roots to go as deep as possible. So getting a ripper shank in here that can get down 2 feet, 2.5 feet even, can have a tremendous impact on your root growth, on nutrient availability and water availability to that plant without having to over irrigate or over fertilize. So one key difference between soil ripping and disking or plowing is when you rip, you maintain soil structure. The soil breaks up into clods, and this is the natural structure of the soil. You don't pulverize it and turn it into powder or beach sand. So you can see we have these nice clods right here that are breaking apart, and this is where all the life happens. If you're going to have soil biology happening and life happening, it's going to be happening in these clods. The soil moisture. So you can rip at any time in the season, but ideally you're doing it when the soil is moist, not wet, and slightly plastic. What does that mean? Let me show you. If you were to hold a clod, you can squish it into a ball or into a shape of some sort, and it more or less holds together. If you were to squeeze it and a bunch of water were coming out, it's probably too wet. And if you have a high clay soil, then you could create essentially trenches underground, which we've all seen clay soil dry, it can turn into cement. So this is ideal. You pulled it together, it stays together, but it's also easily broken apart. It's February, we had amazing rains a month ago. This is the ideal time to be soil ripping. Another reason we like to rip our soils on a semi-regular basis, this would be every other year, every third year, is to incorporate compost. So we like to apply natural composts as fertilizers into our vineyards, and we band it right here, a couple feet off the vine, and then we run this ripper shank right on top of it, and it gets that compost down, 2 feet, and it really sprinkles it from 0 inches to 2 feet. And that's awesome. Those roots are right there, and then you create a lot of nutrient availability, a lot of organic matter throughout the entire root zone instead of just directly under your plant. Something else cool about these rippers is these particular ones have these hydraulic shanks, these wings right here, and those are going to lift the soil and mix it, which is great for breakage, but it's also great for that compost incorporation. So it lifts it as it's pulling, and that compost gets in there, it trickles down, and we've just seen excellent results in our vineyards from doing that. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new here today about soil ripping. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions or you'd like us to rip your vineyard. You can check us out at our website or any of our social medias. See you next time.